Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 5080-400-639. This is a plain bearing 5 knuckle full mortise, 5/8 radius corner, steel base, 4x4 hinge with a removable pin and a satin bronze finish. Okay, let's dissect that part number a bit. First of all, the 0 means that it is a full mortise hinge by full mortise standard weight hinge by Bommer. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaves there that when the door is closed or the leaves are brought parallel, it's intended to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and to the frame. Standard weight meaning that the thickness of the leaf is about 130 thousandths thick, okay, which is typical for a standard weight commercial hinge. This would be atypical for interior wood doors that are typically, thinner gauge, 96 thousandths, about a 32nd thinner than this. So if you're using this on interior doors, make sure that you've got 130 thousandths of an inch leaf mortised into your door and frame. Otherwise you'll be stuck. You'll have to remortise. And the reason I'm saying that is, moving on to the next part of the part number, the 80 means two things: 5/8 radius corner, and that tells me it's residential and that it's a steel base hinge, but more about that in a minute. 5/8 radius is going to be typical on residential applications, wood doors, wood frames. The reason 5/8 radius is common is because it's less labor on the company making the doors and frames. There's less labor involved in manufacturing it. They can use a larger bit. They can move the router bit through the door and frame faster because it's 1.25 inches diameter. And then, of course, they don't have to square these corners out. That's why they do that. The other part of that 80 means that this is a steel-based hinge. Okay, it's made of steel. Also, jumping forward, the 639 satin bronze. 639 specifically means satin bronze on a steel-based material. If it was satin bronze on a bronze-based material or brass, it would be a 612 part number. Moving on, the 400 part of the part number means that it's 4 inches tall. The height comes first on hinges like these. 4 tall and 4 wide. And backing up a little bit, the 5080 also means that it's plain bearing and that it's 5 knuckle. You can get ball bearing, you can get 3 knuckle applications as well. All different sizes are available. All the common architectural finishes and uncommon ones, for that matter, are available as well. It's a removable pin, meaning you can drive that pin out right through there. If you're using this on an exterior door that swings out, you'd probably want to consider a non-removable option like the NRP, which makes that all but impossible to drive out, or a safety stud. There are different options. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to discuss those. Other options to consider: this is called a button tip. Standard, you can get it with a ball tip. That's the most common of the decorative tips. An urn tip, a steeple tip, and an acorn tip can probably be made as well. Okay. There is a link below this video to what is called the cut sheet, and that shows everything important dimensionally about the hinge. Much of it we've gone over already, except that this is a template pattern on the screw holes, and that cut sheet will show you where that is all located. Speaking of screw holes, all wood, all metal screws are included in a complimentary finish. And Bommer is a full-line manufacturer of everything hinge related, certainly in the commercial hinge business, but residential as well. They have a comprehensive offering of hinges in both residential and commercial. And the last thing I'd like to point out to you will be right above the Bommer logo. You see there it says Made in USA, a fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I to represent them. If you have any questions on the Bommer 5080-400-639, steel base, 5/8 radius, full mortise, plain bearing, 4x4, satin bronze on a steel base hinge, or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.